are my friends. Come along with me, see how the story ends.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Professional Hippies. Today, you have the hippies. Not too much professionalism going on, but if this is the first episode you're tuning into, I'm Colton, this is Dylon. Typically, we like to cover a spectrum somewhere between like professional, stock market, have experts on in business, etc., or to the woo-woo. We love talking about that too. Ideally, we keep it somewhere in the meaty middle. No guarantees on that. But today, we're really just going to be kind of kicking it around. A lot of tangents. We got EDC coming up for me. But don't worry, there's plenty of scar tissue in there for Dylon. And yeah, if you got something going on or if you don't, hey, this is the perfect time to hang out with us. We'll be continuing our expert series in the following weeks. If you haven't tuned into that, we had some amazing people on, a psychedelic integration coach, straight up businessman, killer. I mean, a couple business folks in there. So anyway, if you didn't have a chance to check out those and that might be your forte, tune into that. If not, you like to, I don't know, split hairs and get into controversial opinions and rile up your friends like I do, Dylon.
Not learn anything.
This
is it.
There might be a nugget in there. You know, give us a shred of credit. But other than that, hey, welcome to the episode, Dylon. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate you carving out some time for me today.
Thank you for carving out some time for you to go to your festival.
Oh yeah. So I guess we can start there because this year's a little different. So we're doing EDC Las Vegas, and
the big one.
To Abby's credit, she definitely brought it up multiple times that I should have booked an RV around Vegas, and I waited too long. And by too long, it was like January. You know, that's what I was looking for, RVs around Vegas, but most of them had already like kind of been taken up, or they had the provisions where there was one I was interested in. I put the bid or deposit or whatever down. They canceled that, and they came back with like an add-on fee of $2,500 for those dates.
They're for those specific, like they forgot. So then you book it, and then they're like, "Oh, we're canceling now," and then we're gonna add it back on. Like, why can't you just accept you messed up and someone got you?
I am still giving you thousands of dollars for 4 days.
I would try to find that RV if you come across and throw eggs at it at EDC. You're gonna come across it. Just find it. Throw some eggs at it. The people that rent it, it's not your fault. It's your people that the owners.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault, but you will pay the security deposit.
That's right.
So what we did instead, because at the time of booking all this, you know, Abby's still working corporate, and the only real way around it seemed, was much better deal to rent a pool behind here, drive it to Vegas, and she'll just fly in. So your brother is coming tomorrow night at 12 o'clock. I started running the timetables, and I was totally off.
She worked her way out of the riding there.
Totally, right? And I think it's a different experience if you're in a motorhome versus a pool behind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you need something, you know, it's like, whatever, go to the microwave, the fridge, you got stuff, a bed.
Yeah. It's all right there. Yeah.
And I don't think I'd want, is it illegal to ride in a pull behind as it's going down the road? I think it is.
I mean, it's illegal to ride in the back of a bed of a truck, you know, but like who you're going to do it every now and then between properties, you know?
Yeah. So anyway, your brother's going to be keeping me company, and there was no way around it. I was like, man, I thought I'd get a couple hours of sleep. We'd leave at 4, you know, doing the math. And get,
he flies in today, doesn't he? Or
tomorrow
tonight?
Night.
Tomorrow night.
And he's coming from the airport, and we are taking off.
He's pulling up in the Uber, and you're already leaving. You're like, hop in.
That's right. A little drive-by action movie, just jump, make the jump, Tom Cruise. And I was like prepping for it, and I thought, I don't know why I thought this. I was like, all right, no big deal, 11-hour drive. Dude, the first 3 hours of the drive are going through the Rocky Mountains. Like, if you were going to Vail, that's the direction we got to go. And I trusted ChatGPT.
It's gonna be fun.
I think it'll be fun, but like looking at the specs, I have a 1500. Granted, it's a diesel, but I'm pulling like an ultralight 30-foot pull behind.
Yeah, you'll be fine. That'll be good. It will go slow up them hills, but that'll be, you know, you'll make it.
Uh-huh.
burn through some diesel, but you'll make it.
I picked up some more DEF fluid today. I was
Yeah.
like, dude,
I'd have some couple extra in there.
yeah. So anyway, I'm stoked for that. Tonight I got to go. The guys let me pick it up early, but you know when you message someone, whether it's like Airbnb or Turo, Outdoorsy, and you can tell like this person seems a little off. I think I have one of those people because he was like, "Hey, you can come pick it up early." I'm like, "Hey, that's awesome." And then he was like, "Just to prep you, the walkthrough and test drive is 1 to 2 hours." I was like,
That's good prep. That's good prep, though, to tell you,
prep.
like, yeah, because he probably does go. He's probably pretty thorough. Like,
Mhm.
hey man, here's da da da, and he probably someone in the past was probably in a rush to get it, and he was like, wait, like we got to go through this. So that's now you should probably say that a few days before picking it up. I don't know if he did or not, but
Whatever's clever. I think I'm hopeful I can shave off about an hour if he leans towards the hour and a half, 2 hour mark by being like,
I know
"Hey,
what I'm
man,
doing. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I don't need.
I'm not going to come out the gate hot, but I'll let him know like,
What
hey,
you want to know mostly is what's around the outside the trailer, the hitch, all that. That's important. The inside is
Yeah.
like I got how an RV works. You
I'm
know,
just taking videos and pictures. I want to make sure I know what's broken, what's not, because as soon as we
that's a good tip for him. Hey man, you could knock this down. How about you take a video of this, pre-send it, have them watch it, do a couple tests. You can knock this down to 10 minutes. That's a good idea.
We'll see though. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Your brother and I spent a few hours going through all the options. Pull behind seemed like the most economical. Also, just
Also telling him too, like, hey man, I got a master mechanic with me. Anything breaks,
yeah,
it ain't me fixing it. It's that guy. So trust me, we're good.
yeah. When it comes to trip prep, I mean, I think between the three of us, there's not many problems we either encountered or with your brother. I mean, it's just like anything mechanical. Just
Yeah.
here's my problem.
There you go.
Man.
Here's my problem.
I made this nasty bed for you. Can you lay in it?
It is. Nope, I'm not going to help with that oil at you.
I don't know how to change my oil.
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, we're stoked, man. And
Fun.
yeah, the weather should be pretty good. I'm excited. You know, apparently EDC Vegas is huge. I
I don't
didn't.
know how it's that big inside of a stadium like that when we've been to festivals that are in open fields. Like
Yeah,
huge open fields. How is it not more at those than at this? Makes
yeah.
no
Because I
sense.
mean, I wonder how just long the racetrack is at that speedway. Because what's
Yeah.
the average NASCAR track? Like a mile?
I would
Something like that,
assume
give or
it's
take.
probably like a Daytona 500 size level,
Yeah.
you know, of how big this thing is. I mean, we were right by it when we went to the dune buggies out in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty big. You know, I remember it being pretty big out there.
Even still, 100. I think the attendance I looked at 175,000 people per night.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so that's the thing too, is they keep saying it's 500 and something thousand people in attendance. And so they're taking the total for the whole weekend, right? And putting it together. I noticed that.
I don't give a shit. 100,000, like at Bonnaroo's, somewhere around 100, right? 80 to 100, somewhere in
Yeah.
that range.
Yeah. Every night.
And that's a metric ass ton of people
That's a metric ass ton of
on a
people.
farm.
Yeah. But the
It-
farm makes more sense to me.
Right.
The farm makes more sense to me, you know, because you're out in a farm. It's open field. Pack as many tents as in here as we can. At this, it's people staying in Vegas that have to travel there. Like that's you know, there's probably only 20, 30,000 people camping around the stadium, I guess. So then that's another 80,000 people that have to flock to the stadium somehow. Man,
That's my thing, is like, that just sounds like nightmare fuel.
nightmare. Yeah. I looked
Because they go till 4 a.m. I think 4 or 5 a.m.
I looked into coming for one day as a surprise, just to be like, oh, I'll pop in one of the days. Even with Christy, I was gonna be like, we'll pop in. The only way it could have made it happen is you have to, because all the tickets sold out, is you have to buy this like special fancy dinner, and with the special fancy dinner that overlooks the festival comes with a ticket. That was the only way. So you have to spend like $700 for a one-day ticket That was the only way. I'm like, well, not this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm just blown away by the sheer scope and size of that thing. Also, the thing I was looking into as we were kind of getting ready for what artists we want to see or whatever, I guess this year what they've done different as opposed to other years is they have DJs like all throughout the strip or whatever. I don't remember the name of the resort that's kind of like capitalized on that or monopolized it rather. And they just kind of basically have another festival going in the city.
Virgin
Yeah.
Hotel or whatever. Yeah, so that's the official EDC hotel. Yeah.
I wonder what that check. I wonder who cashed that check coming out, dog.
It's like Brian with home base. Who got that?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. It's like, because do they have gambling at that resort as well? I would assume.
I would assume so, yeah.
I wonder if they're doing like a loss leader on the artist and the festival, assuming, hey, we'll make up this much on beverages and gambling. Like, I would just be curious to know the numbers behind that, because that's got to be a massive undertaking to be like, hey, we'll partner with EDC. And for the first year, like, do you corroborate data with like other? I would assume
it's got to be an outside hotel, right? It can't be a hotel that's within the strip. Because that would cause chaos. I would assume people trying to go in and out from there. But it's like such a random hotel, Virgin Hotel. It's not like
Caesars. The amount of conferences that Vegas hosts too. I mean, the infrastructure doesn't seem like it's set up to support the amount of people that come there, but it really does.
Well, it's I feel like it's meant to support if the conference is within the city.
Right.
So if the conference within the city, everyone just kind of comes from the center and then goes out to wherever events they want to from there. But if it's on the outside of the city and people are basically coming down one path in and out, that's gotta cause chaos down that strip.
For sure. Yeah. And the one thing I'll give Vegas its flowers on, it's tough. I mean, it's every time you go there, you're making a deal with the devil. But the one thing I would definitely give its flowers on is putting the airport 5-10 minutes from anything. Like, that is so nice to fly into a city and you're like, oh, that's sick. I'm 8 minutes from the hotel. That is so refreshing. Every other city you fly into, like Denver, you get the opposite of flowers. You get gum on the bottom of your shoe. I don't know what.
You might as well rent a car to get home. It's going to be the same cost.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I get like planning for the future, but like, do you guys know you're in a different state, or how's that work out?
Like Denver's airport, it's like, we're going to grow bigger than the city. All right. That's our job we're going to actually have people stay. People are to come visit just the airport at some point.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, we're stoked. We got most of the prep done. I would say with this festival is probably like the least. Like, we realized on Thursday, like, holy cow, EDC's next week, and just started ordering the random stuff that you need or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's because like our nervous system has been so primed from Burning Man or Bonnaroo, where it's like, you're out there. I mean, it's unless you need liquor from that little hole in the wall beer shop that they got outside the farm grounds.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God, we're so fucked. And then we realized EDC has like a general store on the grounds, and you have Vegas right there.
You got a little bit more. Yeah. There's a little bit. I mean, it's probably way more expensive or a pain in the ass to get off the property still. But
yeah,
to have everything there, but for emergencies, you can just go grab that general store. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So looking forward to it, man. Ironically, your brother has the exact opposite schedule of like the artist that he wants to see. We're going together.
He said it was lining up. He said it lined up really well. No?
We sent him like the artists we want to see, and it's like almost, I think there's like 2 artists per night that he wants to see with us, but it's almost like time slot for time slot. Like, he wants to see different people.
I think he said, though, everyone that y'all were wanting to see, he was like, I pretty much want to go see too. He was just kind of throwing people out there. Yeah, I think he said there's just like 1 or 2. He's like, I might just break away and go see on my own. But
yeah, I was like, do you think he'll end up joining up with us? I'm like, there's for sure some FOMO in there with that one. But also, he went to EDC by himself in Orlando. So
he's fine. He knows he'll want to break away and go explore by himself anyways.
Yeah. Go find some of those Vegas women of the night,
That's right. Yeah. By the way, we went and saw Subtronics. I hate to say this just because like you hate to say it about any venue, but the Vanguard VIP is absolutely dog trash
Where's that?
in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought VIP because Christy came and it was gonna be her like first dubstep show with well, not first dubstep show, but first with Subtronics.
Mm-hmm.
Like, great, we go see this. Also found out the owner of the Vanguard is the same owner as the Ritz. And what they have is the downstairs is fine. It's just GA, right? So it's going to get packed down there.
Mm-hmm.
You go upstairs, they have all the VIP upstairs, but they have all the bottle service in front of the standing room of the VIP. So you can't see the stage.
You're like looking through a bar.
You're looking through bottle service people, and you can't see the stage at all. So they have TVs up. And that's how bad it is that you can't see it. So you have to look at the TV and kind of see the light shows coming up through it. And I was like, this is awful. What? Unless you get bottle service, which is great. You know, bottle service is a great idea at venues. I love them.
Right.
But like, don't make your whole entire upstairs bottle service to where your VIP can't see anything. And then the sound went out 3 times on him.
No.
It cut out 3 times on him. So then by the 3rd time, he couldn't go super heavy till like the very end. He was like, all right, I've got it. Went out. They went 30 minutes past the time the club should have closed because it kept going out on him.
Oh.
And so I was like, what the hell is this? I feel bad for the people of Orlando that this is the venue that they get, you know?
The irony there too, because the Ritz is a pretty solid spot. Like
the Ritz is a solid spot. It's big. They got the bottle service set up where it's out of everybody's way. You know, the people VIP can get up to the top if they want to go see some more show or whatever. Yeah, it was like, what is this?
I can't say I've ever gone to the Ritz and like had a bad experience. Like even the security guards, I had my shirt off, and the like last time the guy came by, the 3rd time, he goes, "Hey, dude," I was like, you did tell me twice.
Vanguard did seem a lot more relaxed. They were way more relaxed, though.
Yeah,
I would say, yeah, they were way more relaxed. But I even went up to the bartender. I was like, "What is this?" You know, I go, "I'm from Tampa with the Ritz." He goes, "Yeah, up here sucks ass." He goes, "Downstairs is where the show is for GA. Unfortunately, is where it's at." But you know, these types of clubs too, no one's really buying drinks. They're buying tons of bottled water there.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, you could go get a drink pretty easily as usual. But
that, like, come on, VIP, like what?
Yeah,
that's like sometimes we go to venue like concerts or festivals that are kind of set up uniquely, and they'll put the VIP like on the side, like how Okeechobee did, where
did it too, yeah.
Where like if you wanted to be forced up, like they carved out a corner, you had all this space, but I'm like, I would feel like we could get in front of the stage would be a thought, you know? I don't know.
Even the side, even like if they had room on the side for people to stand, but they had all that bottled service too. I'm like, you know, if I was, normally Tyler and I would have gone down there in GA and been like, well, we're in GA though. But we were, you know, with Christy, I wanted her to have a good experience.
Right.
And be able to see the show. And so I didn't want to go down in packed area. I was like, I'll spend the extra money to not be in packed-ish area.
Right.
Of course.
That's the whole idea behind spending the extra money is for a better experience.
To be able to see a better experience. And it actually turned out to be a worse experience. So if you're going to the Vanguard, you buy the VIP, you're actually getting a worse experience. I
think that's got to be the golden exception, though, to VIP. Every other time it's done us right. I mean, I can't think of another time where VIP wasn't worth the money.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, and it has its pros and cons. This one was just all con. There wasn't, the only pros, you had room to dance because everyone else there knew how much shitty it was.
Yeah. I'm super excited when you come to Denver. Mission Ballroom delivers. That is
the Mission Ballroom with you.
Oh, shit. You know, I was hoping you wouldn't say that because I brought that up to Abby one time and she's like, have you been here?
I think
we did too.
Yeah, we went the first time I met Tyler. There. That's right.
Unfortunately, I don't remember that night. That's the thing.
I mean, we were all that night. It stayed warm. It was a warm night.
Right.
It was freezing outside, warm night.
You saying that's the confirmation I needed? Because we're walking to the venue. I'm like, I have definitely not been here. We finally sit down, and I was like, I think I've been here. I just couldn't.
Because we couldn't get like the Tyler really because he was busy with his crew. And then we went downstairs. There's like 2 stories down or something of other stuff.
Something. I don't know. Anyway,
like, upstairs was packed, and we were like, we like it down here a little better.
Oh, no. You're thinking of Milk, Club Milk.
Milk?
Yes. Yeah, so, all right. Now I'm back to my flip flop. I'm not sure if anyway, regardless. The way they have Mission set up is so nice because you have the tables on the side. The GA is the pit kind of down, but they have like bleacher seating tiered up.
That's
all
cool.
the way around.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. This sounds
cool. And then they have a second floor that's kind of bleachered up too. So immediately when we got there, I just went down to the sound booth, the front of house, and I was like, hey, quick question for you. Never been here. Where's the best place to be? And the person running the audio or whatever was like, you have no idea how much I appreciate that question. Right there. I was like, thank you.
The guy in the Vanguard, the sound guy completely shirt off, sweating. I looked at Tyler, I was like, do you know how much that guy is freaking out right now? It looked like he was on something, honestly.
Probably. I mean, he honestly was probably just a person attending, and they were like, this guy gets it. Hey, can you just go mash some knobs back there if something doesn't sound right?
You got a Subtronic shirt on. Come figure this out.
Speaking of which, getting ready for EDC, because being comfortable is very important, right? But so is looking cool. And historically speaking, I think I've worn mostly the same clothes to festivals, concerts, etc. You get a couple new pieces in there, maybe a new chicken jumpsuit, etc.
Sure.
Leading up, I was like, man, I just kept making side remarks. Like I'd see, you're like scrolling for something, you see some gay dude in like spandex or whatever, some fishnets, and I was like, I just feel like Tyler would look great in that. Just making offhanded comments, just kind of like seed planting for myself. And then we were going to meet up with a friend. We had a few extra minutes. I was like, let's stop in Goodwill and see if we can find something funny that like maybe Tyler actually might wear. That's not like actually outlandish, but just kind of on the borderline of silly. I'm disappointed. I'm walking out. I'm like, man, we couldn't find anything. And I was like, well, hold on. Let's go over to the women's section here. And we find kind of a nanny's, like a GG, whatever you'd call your grandma, like
nightgown.
Nightgown, exactly, right? So it's got kitties and dogs all over it, like wearing sunglasses and these really funny pajama pants and stuff. So Abby's like, how are you going to talk him into wearing that? And this is where you come in because I need your help. I was like, here's my grand plan. We're going to be in a car for 12 hours, right? I'm assuming at some point I'll be able to make a bet with him. And I'm like, hey, keep a consequence in your head. I'll keep a consequence in my head. But I need the tables to be tilted slightly in my favor so that I don't have to wear that.
Yeah.
Right? So,
did you get one for you? Or is it just one? Just one?
Pretty unisex, right? Okay. So, yeah.
I didn't know if you got one too. Both of you got one. You got two just in case, right?
No. And I mean, I guess I could just tell them up front, be like, hey, I got some, you can say whatever consequence you want.
Or you go, hey, we got a group thing. Like, here, we got you one. And then you pretend like you're going to go change. And then you come out. And y'all have y'all's outfits on. And he's already got his. By then, he won't change.
The Widden Gene is stubborn enough where he'd be like, I'm turning it around. I'm going to go change.
Dude, I would love that outfit, actually. That'd be so funny. Because with my long hair, I could, like, dye it white or something. Like, just get a lighter color.
That'd be so funny.
And wear the glasses. It'd be perfect. I'd rock that so easily.
What we should do one time is, I don't know if you've seen any of those videos where people go on, like a family go on vacation and they all pick out different shirts for each other. Yeah. So like one guy had to wear, I love fingering paint. And then the dad had to wear, I'm paint.
Be good.
Something like that.
Or that'd be funny to do the old lady group. The old lady group, but you have the one attendant that's like takes them out on the field trip. So you have the one guy like, everybody, like cuddling the old grandmas
with the little tourist flag. You got the little telescopic Red flag.
So retirement home field trip.
Or you got like the airport workers with the light up sticks. And you got people dressed up as planes. And you're trying to bring them in.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how I can get your brother on that one because I feel like, man, I really don't want to wear a grandma's gown one
It'd be
night.
funny though.
It'd be funny.
And it would feel good. You know, nice and breezy.
Getting hit on by old men or what?
That's right. Easy breezy. Probably get hit on by more women than dudes, honestly.
Well, for another night, I got a chef hat and like one of those tall white ones and a cooking apron with just I don't know. Actually, this would be a fun fact because I didn't know this either. Do you know what when people are afraid of geese? Do you know what the name of that is?
Pussies.
Still live in Florida, I see. It is called because it's on the apron. I just thought it was so funny. Anatidaphobia. So this is, I don't know if you can see that very well. It's probably not going to focus extremely well, but you can definitely see the goose right in the middle, right? Yeah. So the fear that somewhere, somehow a duck is watching you is the name of that phobia. I was between a lot of different cooking aprons. Come bring a little wooden spoon and be cooking out there with the beets. And there's just a bunch of different geese or bunch of different ducks rather on there. And so I just think that'd be fun. Because I was sober looking at that, and I was like, I feel like I'm fucked up reading this. So I feel like that's going to land well.
I thought about that I saw that the other day of someone like scared of a goose, right? It came after him. I was like, how you be afraid? Just grab it by its neck. Get it by its neck. You know, why are you so scared of it?
I get it.
I used
to have geese.
You know, I'm like, just go out there, and I like hope for the day one comes after me because I remember one came after me once when we lived out in Florida, and I just went up to it, like, kind of gave it a little, didn't kick it fully. I gave it a little like
shit out of it. You kicked it like
I give it a little like kick with my foot, be like, I'm gonna show you what I could do to you. And it was like, and then kind of walked away. You know, I didn't give it the full punt, but I just let it know, like, you were in a losing battle here, buddy.
We had 3 of them growing up, and the pizza guy, I mean, there was like one main place we ordered from, and there's 2 delivery drivers, right? They would not get out of their car. Like anybody that was delivering in our house, because like any kind of regular family, you probably growing up had like Pizza Fridays or Chinese, whatever. They wouldn't. They'd just call us and be like, hey, you got to come get this pizza, dog. Because those were the devil's hens. And I had to do exactly. My sister got on to me one time. She saw me throw the goose, you know, by its neck because you got to catch them before they bite you. And I was like, if there was a different way, I'd do it. You know,
those goose, you have to show them who's boss up front. They
latch on you. They do beat the hell out of you with them wings, dog. They are throwing Mayweather haymakers with them wings. So it's like, okay, the irony is she got bit on the crotch one time, and I was like, now you see it, huh? You don't even have nothing down there, and it hurt, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's why people are scared, because they don't know to take that initiative to jump. You gotta get to them first. Because if you don't, it comes at you like a football player hitting your mask. Pow, pow, pow. Rocking you.
Well, like some people, it's like, granted, sometimes you only learn through doing, right? And I remember at UWF, our campus had something wild, like 12 miles of trails that ran through the campus. It was a nature preserve. The college is actually, the campus itself is a nature preserve. So they have all these trails. One day we're out there, me and 2 other buddies were walking, I think we were smoking or something. And me and my buddy, we hear some snapping. We look around, and then we hear like some rutting, you know? Immediately, we're like, that's a hog. A little bit more, it sounds like it's getting closer and a little bit more frantic. We get our asses in trees. And our other buddy, clearly not from Florida, was like joking around, you know, you guys are sissies, da 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 da. We're like, dude, I know this seems like ha funny moment right now, but we really encourage you to get into a tree. Okay. He's like, what's a pig going to do to me? I'm like, bro, we don't have a lot of time to explain this right now. I really, really need you to find a tree. Because if that pig finds you and he wants to look you up in that phone book, dude, I'm telling you, man, we're not going to be able to get you out here before you bleed out. It's like, you can learn through doing, or you can just take my word on it.
Someone who's been through it can learn from me, or I'll see you in the emergency room, whichever one you want to do.
I know it looks like a furry pig, and it is. But he also has these tusks that are razor sharp, dog. Those things will mess you up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember coming out of work at Trinet one time. It was way out in Lakewood Ranch, and I walked outside, and you could, being from the woods, you could smell when hogs are nearby. Like, they're very smart. And I just smelled it. Reek. And all of a sudden, I just stepped outside. I'm the only one there, leaving late, and I smell them. I just stopped, and I just looked around. I just see a whole litter of them coming by. And Mom stopped right in front of me and watched me the whole time. I was like, "You got a whole acre. I ain't moving until you are another acre away." So,
listen, Mama, I'm sure they're delicious, but you and I right now have an understanding.
She like stopped and watched me. Like, I'm gonna let my whole litter bed. I'm like, "You got it. I ain't doing nothing."
Isn't it crazy? Those things, what are they pumping out? Babies like 6 months, 6 months, something like that.
Yeah. They're insane.
God, I wish I could have got a woman pregnant 6 months. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, that was gross.
EDC might be your calling.
She told me she was 16.
Oh
God. Yeah, so
that was good.
if anyway, plant the seed there. If
Literally.
if there's anything that you feel like your brother is fairly incompetent at that I would have a leg up on, I don't care if it's fucking tic-tac-toe. I just want the highest percentage of chance possible. Because the man's smart. Initially you look at him and you go, I didn't know getting hit in the face with a shovel was a disease, but I mean, the more you talk to him, you realize, there's actually a brain in there. Tyler, I love you. I hope you don't listen to this, but yeah, so just trying to guarantee that, but we'll see how it goes.
I mean, you could beat him in a race. Promise you.
I don't think he'd take me up on a race.
Yeah, he's smart enough to know.
You know what I mean?
He's arm wrestling. That might be a good one because he's strong, and you're good at arm wrestling. That might be a good battle right there.
But I folded up my shoulder when I was snowboarding with Nick. I thought about that too. Because the shoulder is tricky, kind of like your knee, where you're like, it feels like I can trust it, but deep down I know I can't.
Yeah, because you're good at arm wrestling. You're strong in that area. So, and he's a mechanic. Obviously, he's going to be strong in that area.
I feel like your brother has grown man strength, though. Being a mechanic, I don't know. He hasn't been on the shop floor in a while. So that's the other thing to think about.
That's the other thing, too. I didn't even think about that. You're a manager now, buddy.
Lifting coffee cups, huh?
Welcome to the bold, strong coffee land.
Yeah, I'll think about something. But hey, as an old man topic, the weather here is getting pretty toasty. Didn't anticipate that. But one thing, when you do come to visit, I mean, I know disc golf wasn't really like huge your thing, but
I like disc golf. I just don't go that often. Love it.
Yeah, right. But I mean, yeah, so you can appreciate it, right? Because you like just traditionally, I feel like you lean more toward golf.
Yeah, I like golf, but I got my set of discs. I'll bring them when I come visit.
The courses out here, regular golf or disc golf, are legitimately insane.
I bet they are. I bet they're awesome out there.
Tyler took me to a course up in the mountains. It was hiking with disc golf. Let's be frank about it. For sure, 2.5 miles of hiking. But like the golf course on the way out there too, there's some shots where whether it's disc golf or regular golf, like the pad that you're hitting off of, you have like 100-foot elevation drop, and then it kind of like curves back. It's just insane.
I would lose all my disc immediately there.
I tried my best.
Gone.
I did give it my best effort. They're like, all right, it is right in front of us, Colton. I'm like, got it. 90-degree turn straight into the forest. And I was like
a chip shot in regular golf. You're like, it's right there. You just got a little hit.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how to play a 90-degree slice. Like, I don't know how that works. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, the courses out here, the nature's doing a lot of nature stuff right now. I was thinking about seeing now that we're close halfway through May, if we could do a backpack trip or something like that. We've been talking about that for a while.
I would like to do a weekend backpacking trip, especially since I'm not doing the week-long one now this summer.
Mm-hmm.
There's Halloween over that, so I'd like to do.
Because the other thing that I didn't think about is like with the elevation, that puts summer back in play for camping. Because you get a little bit higher up, it's going to be cooler at night. It's not like Florida. It's like if you want to go camping, you got a window for that.
Camping in the Rocky Mountains would be pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Camping in the Rockies would be awesome. Flying in the Denver is not that bad. I mean, especially flying in with your equipment there, that'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been nothing but dry over here in Florida.
Really?
Crunchy. The grass sounds like Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, they said the snow pack is melting off 4 weeks faster up here. I didn't know that Colorado has to deal with fires, but that's something they're concerned about. Just
Well, I mean, we had fires here too, surprisingly. Everglades had a problem here too.
The Everglades?
Yeah, a little bit. Like down in they had to shut down Interstate 1 for a little bit going into Key West because the Everglades were on fire for a bit.
I didn't even know they could catch on fire.
Yeah, it's that dry here. It is.
I mean, it sounds like a silly thing to say, right? I mean, makes sense, but at the same time,
it is that dry here. It is crazy right now. I saw rain for the first time in like 2 months yesterday.
Really?
Tampa area. Yeah. Yeah, it is super dry here. But do you get mosquito problems when the snow melts there?
They don't have mosquitoes up here.
Man, I remember when we were in the Sierras a couple years ago, the snow melted, right? And I'd been up there when the snow melted, but the snow melted and it'd been like a couple weeks since the snow melted. So there was a lot of just puddles everywhere. And there was that huge mosquito problem because all the mosquitoes were utilizing all the puddles everywhere. So that's what I was wondering of like, oh man, if the snow melts there, do the mosquitoes come in that area too afterwards? Because it was north where backpack is more north than where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I asked somebody about that the other day. Maybe not the other day, about a month ago, and I was like, I don't know. He brought up like the weather, and he's like, "Yeah, we just opened up our windows, and it's beautiful." I was like, "You don't have to worry about mosquitoes here." He goes, "That's right. You're from Florida. No, you don't have to deal with mosquitoes.
Anything, beetles."
Now, I will say I have a cornucopia of fucking wasp nests right outside this window right here, just running the gamut down this eave. So I got to figure out how to do something about that, because when I do open the windows, some of these windows don't have screens on them. And
man, that's that good feeling though. When like normally you get one with that spray, you're like, shh, and you feel good. You're like, oh, I got one. That's going to feel like you're like scraping something off. Like, shh.
Here's a wrinkle. It's 3 stories up.
Ooh.
So
Can't get up on that ladder.
You know,
a long straw them together.
I don't know, man, because when I kill wasps, I like to make sure I'm killing them quick, not putting my face in their memory bank. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah. I have wasps in my bushes at the house that like the hedges outside my house, they'll like live in there. So like they know I'm not messing with them, but every now and then when I cut the hedges, I have to rake the top of the hedges off with a rake to get all the cuttings off, and they just kind of scatter out. And I've just made a deal with them, like, I'm not fucking with you. Don't sting me, because I will take down this hedge. Like, I will kill all of you. But they don't sting me when I do it. They all flock out, and I keep going, and I'm like, they don't sting me. And I'm like, as long as we have an understanding here that you have to do this every couple weeks.
I let them go pretty far in Austin because I didn't need to go outside for anything. And like I knew for a good while I wouldn't be going outside. And they're right outside the window. And I was like, I don't think I've ever just let them do their thing. And they, they built up, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. There's like 30, 40 of them. It's just pretty nice size little nest or whatever you call it. And then I forgot about it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I went out, and when they start that bell, right? It starts that little bell curve to the nest.
Yeah.
And I went out about 2-3 weeks later, and it had started kind of that middle part. It had started turning into like an oval, right?
Yeah.
Like a cocoa bean. And I was like, haha, that's not cool. Because they went from like 30, 40 to like now they're up to like 90 or 100. And so I went out and sprayed them. And I counted, I think I killed like 86, like 80 or 90 of these wasps, dude. I was like, man, I guess they make sense. They grow like bees, ants exponentially, you know?
Yeah. Man, such a pivotal part of nature, such a horrible part of nature.
What do they do? Where do the wasps contribute?
They're still pollinating and they still take out like dead animals, little dead bugs. They still get them. They're still keeping like a population control of other animals that they eat, I believe.
A wasp doesn't pollinate shit.
Does it? I thought they might
No.
pollinate a little bit. No? I guess,
Fuck
yeah.
no.
I don't know.
They don't make honey.
They definitely have a pivotal part, but they're just like some wasps are more annoying than others. Man, I remember when we were hunting, when I was younger, we found a whole wasp nest hanging from a tree.
Mm-hmm.
A whole one. And we were like, all right, we got a little far away in the truck, took the shotgun, shot it, put up the window. Dude, the amount that just swarm out and they're hitting the windows, tick, 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 trying to get in. You're like, that's a scary little feeling right there.
Yeah.
Just, man, these would absolutely destroy us right now.
We went to the creek in the Panhandle, the same thing. We found one of those like really complete wasp nests, and we were about to leave. I was with my brother and some of his friends, and I mean everybody's been creek drinking all day, and one guy was like, that's gonna hurt some kids or something. And brother's like, dude, I mean it's like a pretty popular swimming hole. So if they were going to do anything, I'm pretty sure somebody would have done something already. The wasps are up in a tree doing their thing. They're not in an immediate area, but this guy decides, no, I need to handle that problem. My brother's like, hey man,
while everyone's here, this is the time to do it.
We were all like, we want you to know, we want to see you do this, but also we're going to be way over here. And you let us know before you start throwing those rocks.
Yeah.
The first one impacts dead center. They swarm out, and he's totally oblivious to it. The second one, to his credit, did hit the tiny little string and knocked it down. But it gave all of them an opportunity to evacuate. We're like mid-run, and we just hear screaming back there. It's like, you got nowhere to go now, dude.
We knew this would happen. You're the idiot that has to learn their lesson, unfortunately.
It's like, what are you gonna set a bear horn off in a car? Like, don't be a fucking idiot. Like, you know what's gonna happen.
You set the bear horn off several times down the valley where everyone runs. Yeah.
Don't be a dumbass.
Don't be that guy.
No one likes that guy.
No one likes that guy.
Like your buddy dropping food at the campsite. Michael's like, dude, what the fuck? And he's like, no, it's just a little food. And he's like, all right, just try not to do that again. 5 seconds later, drops half his food on the ground. He goes, did I ever tell you about the time a bear gashed my buddy's leg open sleeping?
Oh, do tell.
Just looking for food. Kind of that same food you just dropped on the ground right there.
Exactly in the middle of our campsite. Right there.
I'd like to direct your attention to all the fucking food we had to hang in a tree for a very specific reason.
But no, you wanted your midnight snack. Cool.
Oh, it's worth it, buddy.
Enjoy your Slim Jims.
We should do a camping trip, though. I mean, I don't know what your schedule looks like over the next few months, but
I'm down. We can make that work.
Yeah.
Just up there in the cooler air. That'd be awesome.
It's an easier sell. It's not $1,500 plus the $2,000 to get to a music festival, and
it's $1,500 for a flight.
It shouldn't be that much.
No, I'm joking. They're just expensive flights for no reason.
Yeah.
I keep trying to do this. I use Skyscanner, and they have an everywhere option. You can put the date you want, put everywhere. Trying to find just cheap flights to random spots.
That's what we were looking up. Abby and I wanted to plan a trip in July, and I came across this website. I was thinking of you because this one, I guess there's a whole subreddit dedicated to point hacking or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess Hyatt, because you're a Hilton or a Hyatt member?
Marriott.
Totally fucking flubbed that. But regardless, if you take, like, so I have Chase Sapphire. If I take 100,000 points from there and I transfer them to like one of their partners, you get a 15% bump. And then if you go through that to another partner, you get like another 15 or 20% bump. So you can like point hack or whatever.
That's kind of what you can do for like if I have titanium with Marriott. So if you, as you reach certain levels in the hotel points, the other travel companies will kind of bump you up too. Like Hertz bumped me up pretty high. Like I was at gold and now I'm 5-star just for this at Marriott. Gotcha. They're like, well, if you're traveling with them a lot, you'll travel. We want you to travel here a lot too.
But I'll send you the site because what it does is you tell it what card you have or what rewards that you have. And then it does the everywhere option for the flights and for different hotel partners. So you can plan the whole trip with flight and hotel, and it gives you the different partners that you need to transfer the points in to get like the extra 40% bump. So you can just say everywhere, and it'll be like, hey, you can do a trip here for this many points or whatever, and that's got your hotel and everything included.
The only problem with Florida, living in Florida, is your $97 flights are like Fort Lauderdale. Okay, thanks, because I want to stay in my state or Miami. Thanks, appreciate it.
Denver, ironically, has a lot of direct flights. Like they have one to Italy. I was like,
that's awesome.
Denver?
That's awesome.
How many chemtrails are we making with that jet fuel? It feels like a pretty.
That would be cool if you are trying to build points. So you spend extra for so you go to Italy for like a couple hours, but you spend for first class going there. So you're like, all right, we'll enjoy first class going there. We'll like, the whole point I guess would be to go get a photo op. Like, all right, we're going to go to Italy. We'll leave the hotel or leave the airport. Go get one photo, then make it back so we can get back for our flight.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, we're just going to Italy.
Yeah, just going to Italy just to get the points for the flight.
No, we're going for vacation.
Oh, that's good. Don't just go for points.
It's like your idea, but longer.
But we're actually going to enjoy the culture.
Right, yeah. Right. Stay there. I'm gonna travel. I'm a rocket man. Speaking of traveling, hey, how about them tariffs getting lifted? Pharmaceutical company. Let's go.
That's like, all right, fine. We'll lower our trading, our tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, 40% is still pretty ridiculous, but
they lowered it to 10%.
All the way to 10 now?
Yeah.
Was that the official deal was 10?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems.
I think ours is higher, but theirs is 10 on us. I think that's how it came out too.
Right. So we have to pay 40%. They have to pay 10.
No, they have to pay 40%. We have to pay 10.
I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
It's not good either, but.
I was telling him before, I'm like, can you imagine being one of those people, like you have a business, you pay, you're like, you know what? We don't know how long this is going to go on. They pay the 145% tariff, and the next day it gets dropped down.
Oh, brutal.
Brutal, dude. I would be so, I mean, I guess you already accepted delivery, so you paid the tariff at that point.
Amazon return.
I'm like,
I mean, as a company though, if you're the other company, you should cancel that and then just resell because you don't get the tariff portion of it anyways. So if the other company's smart that you bought from, you would cancel that order, then resell for sure.
This is one of the beautiful things about having a platform that maybe we shouldn't have. We know just enough to make a remark on it.
Already sent. Cannot resend.
You know? Because the tariffs just go to the government.
Like, tariffs go to the government anyway. It's not like either company is going to get a portion of that anyway. So
yeah. Oh man, it's cool. I like seeing a little game of blackjack with my life play out, or Texas Hold'em rather.
I do like the gas prices have gone down here. They got down to like they're below 270.
I believe they'll keep going. By the way, I don't know if you saw that news about OPEC. So Russia, India, Pakistan, some other Middle Eastern countries, they were just having some economic turmoil. Russia, especially, I think oil makes up somewhere between 55 to 60% of their GDP for exports. And obviously, with the war going on, they're not very popular. So a lot of countries are like, "Hey, fuck you," following America's lead. And OPEC said, "Hey, it's OPEC. They control the supply and demand. So they're trying to keep a barrel of oil somewhere between 65 and 85. And these countries kept producing because of what they had going on just in their own borders. And OPEC goes, "Oh, that's what we're going to do, huh? Okay." So they just start increasing the supply of oil. So since they kept going, the price of oil kept going down, which isn't profitable for them. And OPEC's like, "Well, you know what? We're literally trillionaires. So watch this." So they're pushing they're thinking that the price of oil could return to like COVID levels because of how much oil they're about to push out. And ironically, the last time that this happened, it was the fall of the Soviet Union. Granted, there's other more macro factors at play there too. But if you can't fund a war, you can't fund your country. I mean, that's kind of interesting. Here in the Middle East, be like, "You want to fuck around and find out?"
I don't love it, but it was really funny how India and Pakistan started going at war, and everyone was like, I guess, anytime other wars broke out around the world, everyone's like, "Oh," but then these two countries happen, and we're like, "Can y'all just finish it off? Thanks. Can we get back to normal stuff?"
Yeah, because India has a nuclear bomb, don't they?
They both do. They both have nuclear warheads. But it felt like the world was just like, "Can you just do it to each other?" There we go.
Yeah, it's like watching middle schoolers fight on the schoolyard. You're like, I mean, I guess.
They're gonna do that. We're not gonna help. We'll watch. We'll watch you. It'll be a good one. Actually, get the popcorn ready. Might be a good one.
One of the things I did see, though, is that Apple has committed to moving, I think within 18 months is what they said their timeline is, all of the production of iPhones to India.
That makes sense.
They already produced them there, some of them, for their local market.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they already have a factory in India.
So definitely short Apple stock. I don't know. I just feel like the quality is going to go down.
I don't think so. They're pretty... Well, I mean, the thing is, India has a ton of smart people. Like, we actually have to restrict the amount of visas that we...
So does China.
Yeah, it's true. But the other thing
does India threaten to kill you if you don't make one properly, like China does?
I don't think they have to. I think the whole like not being able to eat thing is a lot of motivation there.
I don't know. I think they're a lot more lenient on going outside of the workforce and going to find food. I feel like China, they're like, "You're stuck here. You can't leave," type of situation.
When you put suicide nets on the windows, that does say a statement.
That's it. They don't got suicide nets in India. That's making a statement. We're going to make good quality, and we're going to force our people to make good quality, at cheap labor. India's like, we're going to do cheap labor, but our people still have an opportunity to not come into work today.
Well, as I understand it, I mean, India is becoming, and I'm really kind of like regurgitating or parroting information that I've heard, but in the last 20 years, China has done a pretty exponential leap in like base cost of living, cost of wages, et cetera, where they went from like $2, I think like now it's like 6 to 8 or something, which is why we buy so much shit from them, right? But India is kind of where they were 20 years ago. So paying wages of $2 to $3 is pretty standard, et cetera. So
wages start getting a little too high. It's time to move the business. Got to move it to where
I'm gonna take my capitalism right
over here.
Yeah. Morals and ethics. We care. We do. How much? $2 an hour? Yes, sir. How about a factory?
And then Apple's like, "Argentina, you be ready. You lower them wages."
Yeah, I know. And Apple, they're like, "Wait, just to check in, that sacred river of yours, can we pump our sludge right into it, or we need to take it down the street and then into it? How's that?"
What we'll do is we'll actually we'll clean up your river, and we're going to make it look good, and we're going to pump our own sludge. But our sludge doesn't float on top. It floats at the bottom. So it'll be nice. We'll recycle our sludge.
Be like, this nice metallic color. How would you like your river to look like that?
That's a Steve Jobs right doing that. How would you like it look like that?
Our proprietary mercury and cobalt oxide being pumped into your river is actually going to clean up everything.
Everything. We'll have glass bottom viewing. Again.
You won't even be able to see the peasants cleaning themselves in the river. They dissolve immediately.
Oh, away.
Brought to you by Apple.
The bite out of it will be like the crocodiles that we'll find.
Designed in America, dumped in India.
Apple.
Our AI does the feeling so you don't have to.
That's right. Oh.
All right, man. Well, hey, good catching up with you. And all you folks out there, thanks for hanging out with us. Next week and the following weeks, we have some experts coming on. Experts in their field.
When this episode comes out, though, you've already been at EDC. So that will be coming back. And then the next
do a little recap, something like that. I don't know.
The following week, we'll do the EDC recap.
Yeah. So, hey, if you want to see more of our content and you've been digging us, feel free to subscribe, share this with someone you love, someone you don't, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.